from Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show, presented by Scott K. Nichols and State Farm Insurance. And now, here's your hosts, Brandon Reese and Jonathan Birdsong.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Crossroads Sports Radio, episode number 316 on a Wednesday. Welcome. We're live on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, /X, whatever you want to call it, and more here on Blog Talk Radio as well for the call-ins tonight. Can't have a greater show tonight. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. We've got the NFL Week 2, the good, the bad, and the ugly from NFL Week 2 with all of our teams and more. We've got college football. College football is starting to rumble in now. We're getting ready for week number 4. Crazy to believe. College football week 4 already. A few big games this week as we get closer and closer to that college football playoff. But can't start any of our show tonight without our co-host here, Jonathan Birdsong. JB, how are you? JB, can you hear me? I don't think we can hear JB. So we'll continue. We'll try to get John on here momentarily. A little bit of technical difficulties. We'll get him. But, yeah, we're going to do the NFL tonight. Colts fans, where are we sitting at? Where are we sitting? Where's the temperature gauge right now with Chris Ballard and this Shane Steichen team? Let's try him one more time here. JB, can you hear me? JB. I don't think you can hear me. Give me a second here. Let me try to change the microphone. Let's try this. Let's try this one more time here. Let's see. Oh, I don't think he can hear me. All right, we're going to try him again. Let's just give us momentarily here, folks. A little bit of technical difficulties tonight. What do you expect on a nice little Wednesday edition? Let's try a few other options while we try to get John in here. Let's see here. Input. Let's try this. Let's see if this might pick up John momentarily. We'll see. But no, as we wait for John to call back in, we try his system. NFL Week 2, Colts fans, as we were saying, where do we sit, Colts fans? We've got Shane Steichen. We've got Chris Ballard. Now, I don't think Steichen is technically on the hot seat. It's a little too early for that going into year 2, but you can question some play calling. You can question some packages going in there for Shane Steichen there because, yeah, Jonathan Taylor. Did they have the teams? Did they have the boys ready to play? We don't know. Here, let's try it one more time. JB, can you hear me?
Man, we're coming loud, silent. I hear you.
You can hear me.
Finally.
All right. Good. Welcome. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. I don't know what's going on with Blog Talk, but here we are, episode 316, man. I know you kind of already jumped right into it, man. But, nah, man, I'm doing just fine, man. Coming off this, turn the big 5-0 high. So, no, man, I know we a little football heavy. Where you want to start at?
Yeah, let's dive right into the NFL, John. Let's dive in. People want it. Indianapolis Colts, John. Colts lose to the Packers. In a kind of a disgusting game. 16-10, Colts lose. Anthony Richardson, the good, the bad, the ugly. You can call it from him. 17-34, 50%, 204 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Jonathan Taylor. John really had 12 carries for 103 yards. Had a great 3 quarters, John, and then he never touched the ball again the rest of the game. Colts defense gave up over 200 yards rushing. That's the big fact. That's 2 straight now, John.
Yep. Yeah, that wasn't what, you know what I'm saying, the envision. You know what I mean? People kind of envisioned. They knew they were going to, you know what I'm saying, maybe take a little bit, you know, the coach was going to be a little lax in the secondary, man. But, like, man, no, the coach can't stop a coach. You couldn't trust the coach to, you know what I'm saying, win a game. And defensively, you couldn't trust the coach to win a defensive game of Connect Four. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds disrespectful, man, but Brad, I still can't go scorched earth just yet, man. I know people want to go scorched earth already, want to put paper bags. I know I've seen that on the Crossroads Sports Facebook page, man. I didn't necessarily think we still just 0-2, but like it was like people don't listen, Brandon. You can't do three things at once, man, and still be successful at all of them. Unfortunately, man, it's a hard juggle, man. So like the kid, let's go back, let's rewind, Brandon, let's rewind, man. The leader of the team had 3 interceptions. It's very hard to overcome a game with, you know what I'm saying, when you throw into the ball to the other team. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get connectivity. It's hard to get that connectivity with your tight ends and your wide outs and Don Taylor. You know what I'm saying, when they use him in the, you know what I'm saying, in the slot. You know what I'm saying, in the slot way. It's hard to get that if you throw the ball to the other team.
Right, John.
That's not efficient that's not efficient football at all. So man, you kind of have to start right there.
Yeah.
And then go at the defense, because the defense, I get it, man, but like 3 interceptions is not gonna cut it, and that's not gonna cut this team into any type of playoff position. I kind of alluded to it, man, because you can't develop a quarterback at the same time and still think, oh yeah, this team, just because we have these veteran pieces or these mature pieces that we have ready, and just jump right into the playoff situation. It doesn't necessarily work like that.
Right, John, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I was switching mics, seeing if that was working. Yeah, I agree, okay. And Mike. I'm not putting Shane Steichen on the hot seat. A lot of Colts fans want to put Steichen on this hot seat, and it's crazy to do that so early. And it's crazy. I don't think he deserved. Now, was there questionable play calling? 100%. Was there questionable personnel in there? 100%. Do you put the blame with the Matt Gay situation? The dude obviously is not healthy. He shouldn't have been in there to begin with as a kicker, and you're trotting him out there for a 50-yard field goal. Like, what are you doing? I don't think he's on the hot seat. I think it's like a 30%. I think the burner is warm, but I don't think he's even close to touching it yet. But Ballard again, man, that defense, he relied on that defense, and I don't give a shit. John, you talked about it last week. Excuses on defense, injuries. I don't give a shit. Everybody has injuries in the NFL these days. So I'm not going to give him the pass for injuries because everybody has that. The Packers sure as hell had it with Jordan Love. And you letting a backup guy that shouldn't even been a quarterback, Malik Willis, come in there and manage the game. He threw for 12 of 14 for 122 yards. Where's that secondary at? You didn't improve it whatsoever. I put Ballard squarely on that hot seat, and Jim Irsay and company cannot be happy with that.
Right. They didn't register that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got to the quarterback. And you knew what was coming. So that was. Again, man. Though, Brandon. You know, this is an offensive football league, though. I get it, man. We can Gus Bradley. You know, what I'm saying, he might not make it till week 5. I get it. You know, what I'm saying, I'm all. But the quarterback play has to get tremendously better, and I think it will. But the level of expectation, man. I mean, you can't listen, man. Gardner, you can laugh at it, man. You can go look at that. Gardner Minshew over there winning the game with the Raiders, man, because he's a veteran. He knows how to, you know what I'm saying, in his limited way. We have a quarterback. The Colts have a quarterback with unlimited potential, but like they have skipped the steps here of like how many snaps and like preseason and like all those things, man. He was injured. Like, man, it's kind of like necessarily. I'm not saying a recipe for that. We're not hitting the Bryce Young waters just yet. You know what I'm saying? Where we're talking about how the coach ruined this quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You know, the people are waiting for to pull that lever, Brad.
That's the same QB that said that quarterbacking was easy, though. It was easier in the NFL than it was in college.
Yeah,
his direct line.
Man, we got to. Yeah, I know. We got to also protect these youngsters from themselves, man. I think, man, we really didn't harp on it, man. But Tom Brady, you know, as he's transitioning from player to analyst, man, he said something that I think a lot of people ignore. It's a soundbite. I'll find it, man, share it on the Crossroads Sports page, man. But he's like, man, why are we so gung-ho into throwing these quarterbacks out here thinking that they're ready just because whatever, you know what I'm saying, they drafted them number 1, 2, number 3, number 4. He was speaking from personal experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Figuring, you know, if Drew Bledsoe don't get hurt, man, Tom Brady still hold the clipboard, y'all. And that's what Bill Belichick said. You know what I'm saying? Whether they win Super Bowl, no, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, what if. But imagine, you know what I'm saying, they had that level of quarterback depth on the New England Patriots team. You know what I'm saying, at that time. So you have to groom, you know what I'm saying, I know horrible word, but you got to groom some guys to be the next person, you know what I'm saying, to take. They had a whole in San Francisco had a whole farm of quarterbacks. So did Green Bay at one point. But you know what I'm saying, behind, you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know what I'm saying, whether it was Brett Favre or Joe Montana, you know what I'm saying, they had somebody waiting, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But but now that day has kind of turned. Like now they was like, hey man, hurry up and get this kid out there, man. This dude James down. Brandon, he looked like he can play the part, but Brandon, they ain't got him throwing he ain't throwing nothing down the field. You know what I'm saying? He don't have no offensive passing touchdowns. He got one and a couple that he ran. You know what I'm saying? But they really running to throw the quarterbacks out too fast, man. The coach probably should have found some more money for another veteran quarterback. If they didn't want to run back with Gardner Minshew, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And then you had that who started. We're like, listen, man, the kid should probably be on a. Think about it, man. No disrespect. Steve McNair was on a clipboard. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes was on a clipboard. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's okay if you be on a clipboard and you don't have to get your career just started just yet.
Big
So
Ben
like,
was
I
on
don't know,
clipboard.
man. Coach. Who did? Big Ben?
For 4
So
games.
like, man, right. Yeah, so it's okay. It's okay. But like, man, you know, a lot of times, man, they want these, you know, quarterbacks that are ready, set, go, and they're not necessarily ready for the big moment, man. So we shall see.
Diving into last Thursday's game, Bills win 31-10 over the Dolphins. Tua, another concussion, man. Does he need to wrap it up? Tough to see.
You know that's not gonna happen. You know he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna quit no time soon. There is some type of injury clause in the contract that he just signed. But again, as an athlete, personal pride, you know what I'm saying? Again, this is a guy that just kind of came out and said people was kind of questioning my softness. You know what I'm saying? With you know what I'm saying, with the coach, you know what I'm saying, the coach had said they didn't want him or whatever, and then he has to go out and prove him and get the $200 million contract, man. So I think he'll make the best. Of course, he'll make the best. You gotta listen to the doctors, man. They say if you can get, you know what I'm saying, one more dinger and that's it. And the levels of concussions that he's had, man, you know what I'm saying, only he knows that him and his in the inner circle kind of knows that, man. So you know, personal pride and like how athletes kind of think, I don't think this is it for him. It would have to be like one more severe one, and that would be it. But I don't think this is it for him.
Chargers win 26-3 over the Panthers. Bryce Young benched. That was more of a head coach in the decision. Raiders beat the Ravens 26-23. The Ravens lose at home. They're 0-2 to start the year. And I'm going to ask you, what's more surprising, the Ravens 0-2 or the Saints being 2-0, 44-19 win over the Cowboys in Big D?
Very surprising that the Saints are 2-0, and especially in dramatic fashion, how they did it against versus Dallas. Just took them out. Just took them out, right? Just took them out. Like, you know what I'm saying? The homie, he should have been running to the middle like Terrell Owens did, man. They scored so many touchdowns. Offense did, you know what I'm saying? So, but like, nah, man, that's crazy. This is coming out after Dallas, you know what I'm saying? After Dak signed the big time contract, you know, so the next game. Like, y'all lay a huge dud on both sides. Where was the defense at? You know what I mean? Nowhere. So Dallas got a lot of questions. I think Dallas gets back on board. You know what I mean? They get back on. They got more. They look at the division they're playing, man. The division is still like. Can you believe Philadelphia how they lost? That was terrible.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? We know the Washington guard. That's not gonna, like, you know what I'm saying. Eventually, he's gonna start looking like even worse, like a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I told you can't. They don't have him really throwing down the field just yet. And the Giants are probably in play for Manning, the damn stuff. You know what I'm saying? 2 years running. So, but like, no, man. Dallas, you know what I'm saying. now the Ravens is a little bit more concerning, Brandon, that they can't get behind the 8 ball in the one loss column. You know what I'm saying, with you know what I'm saying, with the divisions they playing. Just because everybody likes to, the Pittsburgh Steelers like to get a jump on. You know how it is. You know what I'm saying. Brandon, Brandon, we still got to be questioning the level of can they score. You know what I'm saying. You got consistent. Now you got consistency. You know who's going to be starting now, right? But they ain't lighting up the scoreboard in Pittsburgh. But they still find a way to win. But like those teams down there, those teams they not going away, man. I don't know why people trying to put dirt on Cleveland. Like I get it, man. The Deshaun Watson, you know what I'm saying, off the field, he's Mr. Yuck. But like they just got to figure it out. They just got to figure it out on the field. You know what I'm saying. He just had a bad game or two, man. It's not like he's terrible. You know what I'm saying. It's not like the Bengals are terrible. The Bengals just can't finish. They can't finish the deal against Kansas City. They're not going away. You know what I'm saying? So the team like the Ravens, they have to be a little concerned. They can't, Brandon. They have a must-win game this weekend against Dallas. It has to be. It's a must-win. They have to win. Otherwise, they're looking 0-3, going back into division play. Nobody you're a predictable football team. They know how to beat you.
Uh-huh.
That's what the business scouting report if they don't get a win versus Dallas.
Buccaneers win 20-16 over the Lions in Detroit.
Right.
Man, Bucks are Baker and them are looking good. I like what I'm seeing. I think the biggest shocker for me might have been the Vikings 23, 49ers 17. Niners just got everybody hurt. Debo's hurt. McCaffrey's hurt. Purdy's not looking good. IU can't catch a ball. Like, we're going to have to ask Tanner what's his concern level with the 49ers.
Yeah, the Vikings are a little fluky, man. I ain't gonna hate too much on Sam Darnold, man. He's a well-traveled quarterback, man. He just, you know what I'm saying, it's good for him. You know, to finally win some games, trying to finally get some connectivity. You know what I'm saying, with an organization. You know what I'm saying. I was kind of raised the eyebrow. You know what I'm saying. Monday Night Football, obviously, Brandon, with the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody kind of had them roasted up and done, and was looking for Penny Jr. to kind of come in already and game two, but like that wasn't meant to be, man. So the NFL around the league still got some sizzle, but a lot of teams still can't figure out how to close. A lot of teams with expectations still don't know how to close out games, man. And that's where the Ravens kind of sit at. That's kind of where you mentioned. San Francisco just banged up right now. But again, they got time to rectify. But like, who's gonna be in front of them probably before they rectify? You know what I'm saying? Because that would be the concern for me, though. But yeah, it's just week 2, y'all. Just week 2. No panic.
How about
Everybody
the Cardinals? Cardinals, Kyler Murray, 41-10. Marvin Harrison Jr., 2 touchdowns. It's good to see they got that connection. My Arizona Cardinals may have some life.
You think so, Brandon? That's going to turn, though, man. You know that's going to turn, man.
I don't think so. I think they're going to be a surprise playoff team.
Man, is that going to hold defensively? You think it's going to hold defensively? This last year, like 2 years ago, that's when they needed the defense. I don't know if that's still where they at right now.
Okay.
I'll do a deep dive on it, man, but I don't know if that's going to hold. You know what I mean? It'd be good to have Arizona back into a playoff conversation, though.
Okay. Steelers win 2-0, 13-6 over the Broncos. Defense, great as always. What can we say? Offensively, Justin did what Justin was supposed to do. He managed the ball game. And the run game was good. Najee 69 yards. Warren had 42. Fields had 27, 120-something yards rushing. Fields 13-20, 117 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, it wasn't flashy, but John, Najee had a run of 46 yards that got called back for holding by Broderick Jones. The very next play, Pickens had a touchdown that was for 50-something yards on a pass from Justin Fields. That got called back for holding from Broderick Jones. Broderick Jones had 3 penalties in 1 possession, got his ass yanked out, and then started bitching that it was the referee's fault. And Tomlin said, I don't want to effing hear it. The dude doesn't look like he wants to play. Well, guess what? If we ain't gonna have you start, then he goes, if I'm not starting, I don't think I should be playing at all. Well, then fine, don't play. You're a rookie from Georgia, or a second-year player from Georgia, and you sucked last year. Like, figure it out, man. Like, it's good to see Tomlin said we're going to go after him. He's immature and not ready for the big stage. But you take away those two, John. I mean, they could have scored more points. Offensively looked a little bit more efficient. Fields' stats would have looked a little better. Najee would have been over 100 yards. Just need a little bit more work.
Bo Nix is throwing up, freebies. Somebody going to the Pro Bowl from the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Well, he was throwing out there.
But honestly, I'm okay with Fields still. I think he brings a layer of athleticism to this team that we haven't had in the past, that you didn't have from Mitch, you didn't have from Kenny, you didn't have from Rudolph, you didn't have from, name this quarterback. I think he adds that, which is great, and he's just going to get more and more reps, which is going to help with this program, where you can finally start opening it up. Tomlin said before the game that, hey, I want you to do some flashy stuff. And he did. He did some flashy stuff up there. He opened it up a little bit. But they also said, let's reel it in. And I didn't like going into the second half. And granted, Pittsburgh probably knew what they needed to do, and it was considered a run game in the second half. But they didn't go out there to try to be flashy and do that, right? They did Pittsburgh Steelers football where you manage the game and you come out with the win, and that's what you needed to do. Now they got a tough one this week. Hey, John, you're 2-0 and your first two games are on the road. That's huge. I'm going to take that. You're in first place in the division. You're up one game on Cleveland. You're up 2 on Cincinnati, and you're up 2 on Baltimore. That's huge. Now you got a home game against the Chargers. First home opener here this week against Harbaugh and the Chargers. Hey, let's see what Fields can do at home, right? And Russ, we're not rushing him out there. There's talks that Miami might be interested in getting Russ Wilson in a trade since Tua's going to be out an extended period of time. But I don't think Pittsburgh would go out and just randomly trade. I think they're still trying to figure out what they have with Fields. They wouldn't just trade unless they got a ransom from the Dolphins for it. If the Dolphins are in that dire shape that they need the quarterback. Because the dude they put in there the other night, he ain't worth a shit. So we'll see on that. But overall, Pittsburgh, John, 2-0 in the division. You're up 2 games on your two of your. I mean, they're all big rivals, but 2 of your rivals you expected to be good this year. You're up 2 games on them already at the start, and you've got 2 less road games you got to worry about.
Yeah, I learned better not to question, Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers and how they navigate their schedule. And it's other fools, man. Like when you start talking about, like I said, I get concerned about when they have to level up and start playing the teams with a little bit more firepower, a little more punch on the offensive side.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh Steelers they're gonna be there at the end. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry.
Yeah, I'll be at the game in 2 weeks when they're here against the Colts, so can't wait for that. And I got a little off the air topic for you as well that I found out, so that's gonna be cool. Other games, John. I want to talk. Where's it at? Jets get a win and come back. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets beat the Titans. Okay, I'm all right with that. How about the biggest highway robbery of all, man? Referees bail out the Chiefs again, John. 26-25 over Joe Burrow. Bengals fans are pissed.
Oh, man.
They are pissed.
Was that a bailout?
I mean, it was a penalty, but still, by letter of the law.
Man, the Bengals were pissed, man. But there were other penalties in the game that they like to forget kind of happened. Besides that one, that was just the one that was kind of highlighted at the end of the game, man. And once you give the Kansas City Chiefs a little bit of a chance, like you just go ahead and assume the game is over and walk all out. And that's what happened, man. The field goal the kick came out and it knocked you home. That was it. Y'all lost the game. You know what I'm saying? Not to laugh at your misfortune. You know what I'm saying? Cincinnati Bengals. Because they played them very tightly, very closely, man. Defense Cincinnati did definitely step up, man. Just, you know what I'm saying, that whistle, man. The whistle favors, you know what I'm saying, the most aggressive team, man. Kansas City just knows how to put themselves in position to win, Brandon. You can't fault them for that.
How about Ball State and Center Grove? Former player Carson Steele might give himself a nice role there in Kansas City.
You can't knock that. You know what I'm saying? Playing a little running back, playing a little fullback. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
So looking good there. The next one, I need you to talk some people off the ledge, John.
Damn, Florida,
I'm not going to be playing bagpipes. I'm not playing it for me. I'm playing it for what people have sent to me and the shit I'm seeing on Twitter. And I'm not about the bagpipes with this one, but I have to play it because that's what the people want. But John,
I understand.
Let's talk the Bears fans off the ledge. All right, it's not as bad as it looks. You're 1-1. You lost to a good Texans team at home, playing like crap. Your defense stepped up. The offense a little shaky, like Pittsburgh, but Williams threw 2 picks. John, they're going to get him killed though if they don't get an offensive line with some blocking.
Well, they are playing the Colts this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about that here soon.
Brandon, you always put out your betting proposition of like what's going to be the first tie of the NFL.
Stop it!
Don't you do this? You do this every year.
I do. I haven't had it yet.
This might be the first time because you haven't announced it yet. This might be the first time.
Oh,
this
boy.
might be the first time, man. I'm just going to throw it out there like that, man. These teams are still very young, very, very flawed. I had thought, you know what I'm saying, be honest with you, man, and I'm Eric, I guess, in my thinking, I had thought they had kind of answered some of their offensive line woes in Chicago. You know what I'm saying, bringing in some of the that's the kid from Penn State who I was like, oh yeah, everybody needs him. Right. But I know they still having some issues or whatnot on the offensive line, man, and we've seen him previously, and when in the other role, at USC quarterback, man, struggles when he has does not have great offensive line play behind him, Caleb Williams. So, but they are playing the Colts, who again, quarterback is still developing himself, man. So, I don't know, Brad. I know you'd ask, like, I would edge the defensive side for Chicago definitely better than the Colts right now. Offensive line for the Colts is better than the offensive line the Bears. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. Quarterback kind of toss him up right now. It might be a tie, buddy. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a tie.
John's gonna take his tie. It'll be that one, he says. Okay. Yeah, I don't know which one I'm going to do it as, John. It's going to take some time for me to.
Special teams for the Colts.
Oh.
Special teams for the Colts to wash. Nah, man. This would be a tie game.
I got my tie for the year. First one of the year.
But, you found it?
Found it.
You found it? Look, what is it?
It's going to be week 8. So right before Halloween, October 27th, we'll have our first tie.
Who you predicting, Kwame?
Carolina Panthers and Denver Broncos.
Stop it. It will not stop it. Bo Nix's going to light them up that night.
Tell me, John. Tell me that you can't see tie on that.
Hopefully somebody from the USFL got called up by then. You know what I'm saying? They can fill in some roles. Some guys can get a job, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Bo Nix is out here lost.
Hey, come on now. He ain't lost. No. I thought Bo played all right.
Okay.
I thought he played all right. I really do. He just played a great defense. Give the defense credit.
Okay.
How are you? I'm going to say Colts win this week. I'm going to say Colts beat the Bears this week.
Wow.
Let's see.
Different shade of blue.
Yeah, it's going to be a Blue Monday. Ballard, the hot seat's not off. It gets turned up. The spread's Colts -1.5. I'm going to say.
Okay.
And that's funny because I just saw the over-unders 43.5, and I thought the line would be Colts 23-20. So that's 43. So I like that. I'm going to take the under 43.5. 43 points scored, 23-20 Colts at home on a last-second field goal. Somehow the hell they get it done by old Matt Gay.
What?
Somehow. Or they put the other dude in.
No, he's going to get it done.
Yeah. Bear down, man. Hey, Bears aren't bad. Listen, I am pulling for the Bears this year. I want to see them do good. I want to see Caleb Williams be successful. Right now, everything I'm seeing is old Bears. And Matt Eberflus is that guy, John. I saw him challenge a play Sunday night that was obvious to me. It was obvious to my wife. It was obvious to my grandparents, RIP, both of them. But they're watching from the heaven, and it's obvious to them that that the play was not going to go in the Bears' favor. And whoever the hell is still telling Eberflus to go out and challenge, they need to pull that guy, yank him off the field, because let me come in there and do the job. Because I would have told Eberflus, there ain't no way this is going to challenge and be in your favor whatsoever. Idiot. Get him out of there. I am worried about DJ Moore. His chemistry on the sideline looked like he was pissed off as can be. It's hard to be like the second week of the season. You're already pissed off at your quarterback or whatnot. I mean, listen. Let's relax now. This ain't Cam Newton down there. This isn't Bryce Young. Let's relax. Caleb Williams, he's going to be good. I think he'll be good. He'll be decent, serviceable quarterback. I don't see great. He'll be good. But let's just hold off there a little bit up there in Chicago. They'll be all right. Bears fans, believe me. John may not tell you, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to be all right. This might not be this week.
They were talking about somebody, man, on the dark web was like Caleb Williams Grossman. I said, man, that's disrespectful. Don't say that ever, Grossman.
Jesus.
He's not the Grossman level.
Nah. Maybe Cutler. He'll be Cutler-esque. Cutler was good. Cutler was probably their best quarterback they've had in how many years?
Right. He just had sorry, man. He just had his Brandon Marshall. That was his best receiver.
Got to put talent around him, man. They paid too much for that defense. Tight end. John, my top 5 teams in the NFL right now. Don't at me. Wait, who says? Wait, never mind. That's not my line. That's a shtick right there. Top 5 NFL teams. I got Chiefs, Bills, still trusting in the 49ers, John, with the talent they've got. The Texans and then the Lions. Eagles are dropping a little bit, man. I don't like what I see on that defense. So Chiefs, Bills, Niners, Texans, and Lions. My top 5 worst teams. The 5 worst. The basement teams, the sellers, the dwellers.
I hear the paper there. I hear it.
The ass in the jackpot teams. Number 1, Carolina Panthers. I think we can all agree there. The Carolina Panthers are the worst team in the league. Second,
they are
the New York Football Giants. Second shittiest team in the league right now.
I go for that.
New York Giants. I apologize, but it is what it is for the Giants. Third worst, the Denver Broncos. That team is just complete trash. There's no improvement from last year. You got a quarterback, but damn, there's no talent really around him to do anything. So RIP Denver Broncos. So right now we've got Panthers, Giants, and Broncos. The fourth, John, and his coach yelled at him and asked him, "What the hell are you doing?" And that's the Tennessee Titans. Did you see Will Levis trying to throw that little underhand ball shit that was a fumble recovery? And his coach said, "What the hell are you doing?" Read the lips perfectly. Tennessee Titans lose again, 24-17. That's great. And it helps out the AFC South with Colts fans. But fourth worst team, Tennessee Titans. By the way, they've lost their first 2 games, 24-17. I'm going to put a bet on this weekend. They play the Packers. I'm just going to put a bet on that they lose 24-17. I wonder what the odds would be. I mean, that's a $5 bet. You feel like you got to put on something to see if you get the exact score again. So I'm going to do it. But, fourth worst team, Tennessee Titans. So AFC South, you got to be happy with that. Houston, you got to be happy with that. Jacksonville and Indianapolis, you got to be happy with that. The Titans are having a bad team.
I don't know. I almost want to add Jacksonville to the worst teams, man.
No.
I almost want to. I
know you almost want to, but there's one team that's the least worse than them. The Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, wow.
Colts, you suck. You are the 5th worst team in this league right now, power ranking wise. Your offense, Anthony Richardson, The dude can only throw the deep ball right now. He can't throw this stuff that's short. I mean, he threw some bad interceptions, John. Bad interceptions this week. Looked like trash. Your running game was good until you don't give the guy the ball and you take him out in the third quarter and he never sees another play. You're paying this guy how many $1 million a year? Yep, that's right. Okay, but we're going to put Evan Hall in there. We're going to put all these other little guys in, give them a chance. You're going to give Trey Sermon a carry when it's 4th and 1, and you're going to instead run your power back with Jonathan Taylor. You're going to do a halfback toss pass to Trey Sermon. What are you doing? What are you doing, Colts? Come on. Damn. This is Jeff Saturday-esque. This is terrible. Your defense, besides your injuries to Buckner. Okay, Buckner out is what it is. Zaire Franklin, Pro Bowler. Where are you at? Secondary. Where are you guys at? Holy, Kenny Moore. I think I saw signs downtown for highway robbery because he still took the money from the Colts and ran. I ain't seen Kenny Moore do a single thing. I'm calling him out. I am calling, and you can clip this, John. I am calling out the Indianapolis Colts. Damn it, you cannot lose this game this week. I'm sorry, you can't. This is more of a must-win than any game I've ever called in my entire life. Colts, you cannot lose to the Bears. The I-65 battle, you cannot lose, not only for yourselves, but for your family and the franchise.
Wow.
Because if they lose, John, somebody is getting fired. And it might be that defensive coordinator.
After this weekend?
Tell me the lie.
Wow.
Tell me the lie. Where do you spot the lie?
Nah.
I feel like you're glazing over it, man. You're glazing over it. Come on. Go after these Colts, man. They deserve it. They're 0-2. They played like shit.
No. I'm not. I didn't glaze over the Colts, man. I'm just saying who's going to get fired. They won't get fired. They won't get fired. He hasn't fired anybody, and I'm talking about the owner. He hasn't fired anybody mid-season like never.
He don't have to fire that. The head coach can fire the defensive coordinator.
Yeah. But that's not who's called. That's not who's pulling the strings.
And somebody asked me this the other day. They posed a great question. Who the hell says Shane Steichen's a great offensive play caller? I don't think him and Cooter. They've made some bad decisions themselves on game plans.
Well, he's been on to. He had Justin Herbert for like 1 year with the team with the Chargers. I think he had he was with the Eagles. And Jalen Hurts for another year. So, all those quarterbacks were also, again, on trajectory themselves. So, but I also would say they were on higher trajectory than Andrew Richardson, though. You know what I'm saying? If you think about, you can't compare. That's the problem, Brandon. There's like, oh, man, he was good with this guy, good with that. Right? Hey, man, Herbert was pretty damn good coming out of Washington in Pac-12 play. He was throwing it everywhere. People were concerned about could he stay in the pocket, and you can see that now. He just can't stay 100%. And, to Jalen Hurts, they just didn't think he could throw a deep enough ball. And, like, my goodness, they still running tush push. I thought they supposed to ban it, Brandon. They still running tush push. Can you believe it? You know what I'm saying? But no, man. So he had those quarterbacks, he helped with the, quote unquote, their development and whatever, and become the quarterback they are today. And, like, he's supposed to be, offensive minded guru or whatnot. He supposedly had, not. It hasn't happened yet, a great tight end, play in his offense, man. Like I said, it hasn't necessarily happened yet with the coach, but, again, a lot of things they're asking this particular coach to do. Develop his quarterback, get the team to the playoffs, run it back with the same defensive players. And again, they're real vanilla and really light in off secondary. So a lot of things going against them right now, Brandon. I don't know. You say they got. You said that they gotta win. The Colts gotta beat the Bears. I tell you, dude, it's gonna be a tie.
Damn, you just oof. I hope not for Colts fans, for the sake because Facebook has been dead silent for Reggie Sykes this season. He's got the crying Jordan meme for Reggie Sykes. I saw Colts fans with a paper bag over their head. I mean, you can't. Now, listen, what did I say? And you could probably
Notre
find
Dame
this.
broke his heart. Notre Dame broke his heart.
Exactly. But I think there's a podcast that we did maybe about 4 or 5, 6 episodes ago where we did the season prep, John, and I said, do not be surprised if the Colts start 0-4. At least. Schedule doesn't do them kindly early. It does late, but early, tough times. And by the way, Chicago, hey man, the Sunday night national television game for Caleb Williams, bad call for the orange uniforms and the orange helmet. That's Madden-esque, man. Go back to the regular stuff. Bears don't need to be wearing orange helmets and orange jerseys. Get rid of it. You got to earn that shit. They didn't earn it. What'd you say?
You said they didn't earn it?
They didn't earn it. They have it.
So they should go back to the blue.
Yeah, I mean, on the road you can at least wear white. That's a respectable. They ain't earned it yet.
Right.
You gotta earn it. If I was the Colts, I know the NFL wouldn't allow it because they're the way they have their rules. But if I was Steichen, I'd say, hey, take the horseshoes off the side of the helmet. You got to earn those, like you do in high school and college. Take the horseshoes off. They ain't earned the horseshoes yet. Take those horseshoes off there.
Dude, you talking mass pandemonium right now, man. Brady, what are you? Are you over there sipping? You must be over there sipping some cognac or something, man. What is going on, man? Take the horseshoe off.
Take the horseshoe off. You got to earn them. Jim Irsay will come in. Hey, man, Anthony Richardson, man, let me put that horseshoe on there, brother. You've earned it, man. Got us our victory. Can't you see that coming? I can.
Brandon, you lost your
mind.
You
got to, John. I mean, you look at this team here. You got pandemonium going on with the Colts organization. You got a play calling looks shoddy as hell. The defense hasn't improved in the offseason, and you're charging season ticket holders more for their tickets this year. What are you doing?
You ready to bring out the bag on game 2?
I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's something we got to do around here. And hey, it wouldn't hurt for Michael Pittman Jr. to start playing like a number 1 wide receiver. Just saying. Spot the lie. Once again.
You have alienated the Colts organization tonight on episode 316. I just want to let them know.
Go ahead. I mean, you've got nothing to counter it because you know it's true.
Nah, I got nothing to counter, man. I'm glad that Indianapolis Colts wasn't in the top 5 of the worst teams going into week 3. They were. They were fifth. Well, I'm saying we had expanded in 10. Yes, they would be mentioned, but like top 5, they are not. So
no, they are top 5. They are 5th, the 5th worst team.
Oh man, I thought you said they were 6th.
No,
Brandon,
5th worst.
They were 6th.
The Jaguars are 6th.
Oh man, I got them 6th. So say right now.
Okay, well, average wise, they're 5.5. So
5.5. I'm good with that. Yeah, they're still 5.
Colts.
It is. They still suck. They're still. Like, you should have brought back Gardner Minshew. I know they're probably right now. Yeah, he should have came back.
What about Matt Ryan?
For what? Man, Matt Ryan would be up there. He would get happy to say, let him talk when he you know what I'm saying, we go see. He's like, hey, man, stop it. You would not do that. You did not do that when you were with the Atlanta Falcons, you liar. That's what I want to, man, I want to jump to the TV so bad.
Oh.
Call him a liar so much. You're a liar. Come up in here.
John, you want my top 5 quarterbacks right now?
Top 5 in the NFL?
Top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL after this week.
Ain't none of them rookies. Can't be.
Nope.
Okay.
Number 5, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's playing well. I like what I'm seeing right now. He's 5th best quarterback in the league, the way he's playing.
Okay, I don't know where you're going with that one, but all right.
4th, Josh Allen. Even without Stephon Diggs, Allen's got this Bills team at 2-0, playing well. 3rd.
He's playing very well, yeah.
Future Hall of Famer Patty Mahomes. Got him 3rd, John. 3rd best.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes is doing Mahomes things. You can't always have him first every week, John. He'd be first every week. It'd be a boring segment. So you got to put him 3rd. Second,
right. Slide him up to that.
Second, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's playing unbelievable football down there in Tampa Bay right now, John. You would want him on an Indianapolis Colts uniform. I would want him in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform as their quarterback. the Bears would like Baker Mayfield as their starting quarterback as well. The way he's fit that system, he's playing well. The dude's found a niche. He earned that contract, and he's not earning the contract and then playing like shit. He's excelling this team, and they had a huge win on the road at Detroit. So I got him at number 2.
Yeah.
Can you guess my number 1
like
quarterback right now?
It ain't Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
It better not be.
The last time this quarterback had a great quarterback season and was in the top 4 in stats for yardage, for touchdowns, for QBR was in 2020. Do you know what else was in 2020, John? It was an election year. What's this year?
Okay.
It's another election year. And he's the top of the stats again. Ladies and gentlemen, my number 1 quarterback right now, top 5 quarterback, number 1 on the list right now as of end of week 2, Derek Carr. Carr's playing fantastic down there in New Orleans.
Oh, my God. He is, man. He's playing incredible, man. They play and people kind of forget about Alvin Kamara. You know what I'm saying? And he's tearing them up on, you know what I'm saying, on the carpet. Nah, man, the Saints is – I'm not getting ready to say the Saints is for real, but you can't just automatically peg them as, like, you know what I'm saying, as a fan, hey, man, the Saints, we're going to – you know what I'm saying, that's the game we're going to win. It's not the Saints this year. It's like the Saints. You have to really prepare for them, man. And, like, you know what I'm saying, leading the way for them is, the you know what I'm saying, the gunslinger Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? He's always, though, Brandon, he's always put up great numbers. It's like those numbers, where they last outside of week 7.
Oh, I know, right?
Going into
but right now, my rankings,
going to a playoff push.
He's up there.
Yeah.
We're all about rankings.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I love this. Jim Harbaugh had a great quote tonight. When asked about his coaching staff, Harbaugh's quote was, quote, like Moses, I'm going to die leaning on my staff.
Oh. Wait a minute.
End quote.
Come on, Jim. You got to stay away from that, man. Jim be killing me, man. Like, you already got away with lying. Like, stop, Dylan. Stop.
Apparently.
Don't start going blasphemous now. You know what I'm saying? Don't be putting yourself on the line with Moses. You just Jim Harbaugh. You just won a couple national championships and went to the Super Bowl, man. Don't be talking about you just part of the Red Sea, little brother. Slow down, Jim.
Schefter also put out a half hour ago when we started this show, John.
That's great.
2-time Super Bowl MVP Eli Manning, former Defensive Players of the Year Luke Kuechly and Terrell Suggs, and Adam Vinatieri are among the first-time nominees for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2025.
Man,
do you have a problem with any of those guys?
I ain't got no problem with Eli Manning at all, but people are.
Oh, people will, absolutely.
Will.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
He's a Hall of Famer, John. He's won 2 Super Bowls. Stats are not the greatest. I think he's got an even amount of touchdowns, interceptions. But I just, he's thrown for 57,000 yards, 366 touchdowns, 4-time Pro Bowler. Was never an All-Pro or never led a major statistical category. But
it was weird, Brandon. We know it was weird. They get to the playoffs, and it's like a switch come on. He turned into it turned it up.
Yeah.
And he went into the house that Brett Favre built or whoever else built, and he outdo them on Lambeau Field and came on back. Man, Eli Manning was incredible in the playoffs. That's the thing that can't, like, man, if you put the playoff stuff in there, man, he's like, wow. All he needed was the defense to step up a little bit, and that's what they did. You know what I mean? And like and it's kind of like who they beat. You know what I'm saying? Too in the Super Bowl, they beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. So that kind of means something. That kind of helps him carry over to a Hall of Fame chart. So like, I don't have no problem with nobody else on the list.
I will still say that Hines Ward still needs to be a Hall of Famer. That if Reggie Wayne gets in or a Torrey Holt get in, Hines Ward needs to get in as well. So I'm gonna die on that stat. Even Steve Smith Sr. If he gets on, Hines Ward should get in.
I don't know.
John,
there's
10 quarterbacks. I'm looking at the entire nominee list still for Pro Football Hall of Fame. There are 10 quarterbacks eligible for the Hall of Fame, because after so many years you get booted out if you don't get in. Here's your quarterback list. And I think Eli might be the only one to get in out of these 10 guys that are on the list. Mark Bulger, Randall Cunningham, Jake Delhomme, Doug Flutie, Rich Gannon, Jeff Garcia, Donovan McNabb, Eli Manning, Steve McNair, Tony Romo.
You don't think they'll get no more get a nod? I know he didn't get to the Super Bowl, but he got a lot of great. He's the opposite of Eli Manning. He got a lot of great seasons. You know what I'm saying? You look down at McNabb. McNabb went to a Super Bowl, just came up short. They lived in the NFC Championship game. They lived there.
Yeah.
For how many?
6 straight, 7 straight, something like that.
You kind of look at him. You kind of look at them like that. Bulger, and man, it was good to watch. You know what I'm saying? Some of those, who else? Gannon. It was good to watch those guys in a small vacuum of the seasons that they played. Maybe 2 or 3 seasons. They might have had something that looked like real gaudy touchdown interception ratios. But like, nah, man, they Bulger. Give me another name. Who else was it? The other kid that used to play for. He played for the 49ers.
Rich Gannon.
Garcia. No, Garcia. Nah, man. All due respect, man. He went to Virginia Tech, I think. Yeah, that's his college, but like, man, nah, man. They had some great seasons. The quarterbacks did, but I couldn't put them in the Hall of Fame. Nah.
Running backs wise, there's 31 running backs still eligible. And then I'm gonna do running backs and wide receivers. Then I'll get your thoughts. Sean Alexander. These are some. Sean Alexander, Terry Allen, Jamal Anderson, Tiki Barber, Jamal Charles, Stephen Davis, Corey Dillon, Warwick Dunn, Eddie George, Priest Holmes, Steven Jackson, Chris Johnson, CYJ2K, John Kuhn, Dorsey Levens, Jamal Lewis, Marshawn Lynch, first year for Marshawn Lynch eligible, Clinton Portis, Robert Smith, Darren Sproles, Fred Taylor, Ricky Waters, Ricky Williams.
No.
Some of the names.
Oof.
Did any of those intrigue you for a Hall of Fame?
Man, when you say Eddie George, man, dude, he killed the coach. I feel like when we played for Tennessee, they needed a first down. First down. Give the ball Eddie. First down. Give the ball Eddie George. First down. I felt like, you know what I'm saying. I can't remember what he did against the Steelers because they knew they had the Steelers and the Steelers and Tennessee at that time had a rivalry.
Yeah.
With Eddie George.
The old AFC Central.
I cannot remember if he tore him up against Steelers or not, but I know he tore him up against the Colts for sure.
Here.
Go ahead. Clinton Porter. I mean, that's not Clinton Porter, but Porter. That kind of reminds me. Man, he had a couple good model seasons, man. He can't knock.
Reggie says
him.
Eddie's in.
Well.
He thinks Eddie should be in.
Who says?
Reggie Sykes says that Eddie George should be in.
I got nothing against that, man.
I don't either.
I got nothing against that, man.
Here's your wide receiver list. 21 wide receivers are eligible for the Hall of Fame. Torrey Holt, Joe Horn, Chad Ochocinco, Brandon Marshall, Derek Mason, Herman Moore, Musa Muhammad, Jordy Nelson, Andre Rison, Jimmy Smith, Rod Smith, Steve Smith Sr., the late Demarius Thomas, Hines Ward, Reggie Wayne, Wes Welker, and Roddy White.
Man, Andre Rison was incredible. He was pretty good. He was real good, but he was more of a complimentary receiver that always did some very dynamic things. But when you put him by himself, you kind of see him like, oh, we're not getting our money's worth. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But he was a big mouth and he was a diva and he dated a pop star, all those things, man. I don't know if he gets in, but he had a lot of. He can get it on. If you can get in on Flash and this era is different, Brandon. He would be the one that you got to get in with that media credit because he got that cachet, all that. You know what I'm saying? But who else on that? I didn't really hear nobody else's names on there. Torrey Holt. Oh no, all due respect to Torrey Holt. I can't. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? What he did with the Rams. You said Sean Alexander. Was his name on there?
Not on the wide receiver.
That was on the running backs. But Torrey Holt. Are they rising? For sure. There's some debates around those names for sure.
Reggie says he's okay with Ward, Reggie, and Torrey getting in all three.
Ward and okay, that ain't gonna never happen, but okay.
Yeah, somebody once,
you know
a fine gentleman once told me there's a reason why it's called the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Good.
Right, everybody can't get in.
That was a wise man that once told me that. So
Joe Horde can't get in, man.
no, he's got to be signing.
Okay.
He's got to get his Sharpie out in New Orleans, sign some things. So, as we get Tanner on here, John, we'll get Tanner on momentarily. I do want to thank our sponsor, Scott K. Nichols State Farm Insurance. Without Scott K. John and his expertise in State Farm, without them, I know Scott just celebrated another year. Awesome. We couldn't do it without them. They help power us. They help getting us going through the airwaves and out to the people. And has been a big supporter since day one, really, since our show. So we want to thank our sponsor, Scott K. Nichols State Farm Insurance. Please reach out to them, get a quote, whether it be for your house, whether it be for your business, whether it be for your car. Please reach out to them. He'll get you started right away. What question? I had another question before we brought Tanner on for you, John. Oh, while we're waiting for him real quick. John, Indiana Fever, man. Caitlin Clark, playoffs are upcoming. They clinched the 6th seed. They're likely probably going to face Connecticut. I heard some crazy lady today on the airwaves saying that people are I don't know how I want to go about it. It's people are specifically targeting going and cheering for Caitlin Clark so they don't cheer for Angel Reese as a black woman. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Because if you talk about little girls wearing a Caitlin Clark jersey at those arena, do you think they're sitting there saying, yeah, that's the reason why we're doing it? Like, no. Caitlin Clark's a great player in her own way. That's why they're cheering for her.
No, but I see grown men wearing Caitlin Clark jerseys, man. And, that's a trip to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't delve into the whole race thing with Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? Dynamic again, man. Angel Reese is a great basketball player, but she got a big mouth. Caitlin Clark is a great basketball player. She got a big mouth too. People that happen to like them because they do play hard. They seemingly play harder, and you kind of see them when they watch play. Man, the Sky Force will be down. Oh my goodness, Brandon, 16 points, man. You can't miss Angel Reese because she's out there. You know what I'm saying? Rebounding. You know what I'm saying? Playing hard, setting screens or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Trying to block a shot or whatever. Same thing be said about Caitlin Clark. Every game they played in, they haven't been in. You know what I'm saying? Some of the games are blowouts. It's like, man, every now and then, man, she'll get to her step back and a drill on a three. You're like, wow, incredible. You know what I'm saying? So They do come with, a whole lot of eyes. You know, they have the star back. They have that, that magnetic personality. You see them on your TV screen. So, I do I'm glad they the Fever are where they're at right now from a win and one loss standpoint. They've kind of put the ball in their best players' hands. Would that be Caitlin Clark? Would that be Aaliyah Boston? That's kind of who they kind of attributed their success to right now. I know some of the other vets are kind of come forth in jail as well. I don't want to kind of look over anybody as far as the Fever is concerned. Man, they put together a nice little win streak, man, where everybody kind of thought they were going to be another, another woeful season, 4 games into it, to this season. So, no, man, Fever, rock and roll, it's good for the city, good for Cambridge, man. They kind of had to prepare for it from an event standpoint. And kind of like on the road, too, man, when the Fever come to your town, man, all the people who want to see Caitlin Clark play.
Okay.
They come out, so like, no, man, it's great for the Fever.
All right, Tanner's gotten held up at work, so he may make the call and do some rapid picks at the end of the show. We are going to go ahead and do our picks, John. First, before we do the picks, I guess, I want to get into college football real quick. The Pac-12 is back, John. Well, most of the Pac-12 is getting back together. It was noted last week that San Diego State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and Boise State will all be joining the Pac-12 starting in 2026.
I love it. They just need California to come on back, too.
Stanford and Cal, bring them back. Bring them back. And then Florida State, John. 0-3, lose to Memphis. Time to fire the coach. Time to reset.
Oh, wow.
What's your thoughts? 0-3. Florida State?
I like it. It's a good program builder for Memphis. You know what I'm saying? The American Football League. You want me to harp on Florida State, man? Nah, man. They spent every last little dollar they had in NIL money. They cried about wanting to leave the ACC so they could join a conference that they couldn't even beat Vanderbilt right now. You know what I'm saying? They could be. They go to Brandon. They go to the SEC and automatically become Auburn, forgotten. You go to the SEC and automatically become Mississippi State, man. They better rearrange. They better think about what they're doing down there in Florida State and how they're spending the NIL, how they're building their football team for real. So, but no, man, it's good to it's good to see the little, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote underdog, you know, the mid-major beat Florida State at home. You know what I'm saying? It was good to see, man. That Memphis is not necessarily a team that is on anybody's world beaters. You know what I'm saying, list. But like, you know, if they play their conference, you know what I'm saying, smartly and play their schedule, not overlooked, and kind of go out undefeated, they'll make the Power Five. You know, the Group 5. You know however that works. You know what I'm saying? They'll get a shot at the playoffs. So Memphis is, you know what I'm saying, hoping that they can finish undefeated, or at least definitely with a one loss.
Texas, the new number 1 AP team. Quinn Ewers goes down with a strain. Thank God it was just a strain. But Arch came in and picked up the pieces where Quinn Ewers left it. Texas rolls their new number 1 AP.
I really couldn't argue it, man. I just didn't think we should. Georgia played it better.
I mean, you can't argue it. You had Georgia still number 1 in your poll.
Right. Well, Georgia played Kentucky, man. I didn't think Kentucky could hold Georgia to
what a scumbag, Mark Stoops. Well, he has no integrity. He has no integrity. He's got no intestinal fortitude. It's 4th and 1 on the opposite side of the field against the number 1 team in the country, and you punt with 2 minutes to go? Come on, man. Come on. You got to have a coach that's got balls that's going to go for something like that. You've held Georgia for that long. I understand that. But, Jesus, you think you're going to be able to hold them on one more drive where Georgia knows it's smash mouth football, and if they get that ball back, they ain't letting up? Come on, man. It's not a tie game, Mark. It wasn't a tie game where Georgia had to come down to score. They just had to get a first down. You wasted your timeouts. You gotta press. If you're Kentucky in that situation, you gotta press. 4th and 1, you get your hog mollies in there, you get that 1 yard, you kick your field goal. The kicker's good. It's not like he wasn't good. Man, I don't like it. He has no balls. Mark Stoops, no balls in Kentucky.
Damn. He lucky Kentucky's a basketball school.
Very.
Right. No, man. I still think Georgia's still the best team in the nation. Followed by, you know what I'm saying, flip, you know what I'm saying, Texas or Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Texas looks great from the offense standpoint. Ohio State, when they're off, I think they were off on a bye week this week. They'll get back to crushing people, individuals. You know what I'm saying? This coming up week. But no, man, different shake up with Texas. Them people want to say the Longhorns want to say they back so bad, Brandon, but I can't necessarily say they're back just yet.
They're back. Toledo, another MAC school. This time they take down the SEC, Mississippi State. Trouble in Stark Vegas.
You said trouble?
Trouble. Ever since Mike Leach died, trouble in Stark Vegas. Another MAC school gets another dub against a big conference or a big opponent.
Man, can't hate on it, man. Well, that pulls down their conference a little bit. Mississippi State, and you have Vanderbilt, 2 programs.
Whoa, easy on Vandy. They're all right this year.
Auburn 2.
Trash.
Florida 2.
Trash.
2. Man, look at the conference, man. I get it. Oklahoma's still out there. That's in the middle part of your conference right now. You know what I'm saying? Tennessee, who you don't believe in. Y'all don't believe in Tennessee. Y'all say Ole Miss is better than Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to finish better than Ole Miss this year, but or remains to be seen. But I don't. The conference is kind of top heavy again. It's made itself out to be top heavy again.
Okay. All right, let's do pick'em. Pick'em last week, John. Me and you. I went 4-6 last week. You went 5-5. We're both still above 500. 16-15-1 for me. You're 18-13-1. You're leading the way. Tanner. And some will say he's not on the call because how historic last week was for Tanner. 1-9, John. Tanner, 1-9, 12-19-1 overall. He wanted me to say he's not on the call, just he's not a coward, and he'll live up to what his record was last week, and things happen. But 1-9 for Tanner. He was the champ last year. You had to admit how well he did. But tough break for Mr. Penrod after that week. So what do? We regroup, John. We regroup this week. First game on the board, Ball State at Central Michigan. Ball State is underdogs, 6.5-point underdogs. I'm going to take Ball State. I think they laid the egg last week. Listen, they had to wait around how many hours to get this damn game in because of the thunderstorms down in Miami? It was a wrap. So I'm going to say Ball State comes up. Max School, Central Michigan. Give me Ball State to cover the 6.5.
Yeah, I like Ball State to cover 6.5 as well, man. Playing a little bit more like, you know what I'm saying, yoked opponent for them is something that they'll kind of get up for, man. On the road, you know what I'm saying, they'll get it out of Dodge. It'll be a quick game for them, man. But I like Ball State to cover the 6.
Next game, Purdue at Oregon State. Oregon State's 4.5-point favorites, John. What do you like in this one?
Just 4? Man, I don't know, man. I know Oregon State got shellacked by Oregon. Shellacked, Brandon. They got shellacked, man, but Purdue got taken out of everything.
Woodshed.
And I mean, they got taken out of everything by Notre Dame. Offensively, they got taken out of it. Defensively, Notre Dame did what they wanted to do.
Coaching.
So, coaching. They did what they were. You know what I'm saying? My guy was over looking at the paper. You know what I'm saying? Constantly. They was up 50-something, and, you know what I'm saying, 54 or whatever. I was like, dude, why does he keep on looking at the paper? You know what I'm saying? But,
looking for a job, probably. He should be fired. I'm calling for Ryan Walters' head. The experience is over. Get him out. I'm done with
it. Yeah. But, no, man, so this weekend, man, I don't think it bodes well for Purdue at all, man. I'm going the other way.
Okay, you're taking Oregon State. Yeah, I was calling for Ryan Walters' head last week. Piss poor performance, getting your team ready against a rival. You had a whole extra week off, and you went out there and laid an egg offensively, defensively, special teams, and coaching. You're supposed to be this defensive juggernaut from Illinois coming over here and this team, building this team and say, hey, we're going to build from the defense because it's been an offensive team. You gave up 60-something points. Where the hell? Did you put all the defensive players on offense? Because that was bad. Piss poor. He needs to be fired. This needs to be his last year. The Ryan Walters experience is over at Purdue. If they give him more time than what they gave Darrell Hazel, then the idiot Purdue's an idiot. And at that point, they need to get rid of him as well. So I'm sorry, but with that being said, I'm taking Purdue in this game. I'm getting you one more shot.
What?
One more. Hey, if Purdue is bad, Oregon State's just as bad. And somehow, maybe Walters has one shot to get the team saying, you know what, we played like shit last week. Let's just open up the playbook. Let's just open up everything and see what the hell happens out here in Corvallis. I'm going to take Purdue plus the 4.5. Maybe they lose by 3. They cover.
This feels like a bowl game.
Right? 100%. Number 12, Utah. At number 13, Oklahoma State. Big 12 conference game, John. I'm going to take Oklahoma State minus the 2.5 at home. I think Gundy and them boys. Now, Cam Rising's been hurt, but I think he might be playing. But I'd rather have a healthy team and a quarterback that's been there just maybe one extra year than Cam Rising has. That's like the 7th-year senior versus the 6th-year senior with Bowman and Rising in this game. But give me Oklahoma State. I'll take the home team minus the 2.5.
Yeah, I kind of like. I mean, this is why we need Tanner on here for that third pick because he's like, wait a minute, here come with something. Wait a minute, they have it covered. You know what I'm saying? But no, I like Oklahoma State, man. I think Gundy is trying to surprise again, man. He knows that everybody's team is kind of flawed in the Big 12. You know what I'm saying? They're beatable. All of them are. You just got if you catch, you know what I'm saying, if they catch you in the sleeping, then you become you become the one lost. So no, they're not gonna let Utah. They know the scouting report on Cam Rising. You know what I'm saying? With them, I know this is not necessarily this is a new game for them. You know what I'm saying? Utah not necessarily somebody they play every year. But in this new Big 12, you know what I'm saying, this is somebody that kind of mirrors their own, you know what I'm saying, firepower for firepower. I like it as a quality game. I just like Oklahoma State to kind of come out at the end. That's why I'm going Oklahoma State.
Okay. NC State at number 22, Clemson. Clemson, 20.5-point favorites. John.
You thought Clemson was dead, man. You know them. Brandon, I put on Facebook, they owe the Hoosiers an apology, and we'll get to them. They owe Indiana football apology. Some of you people do. You owe the Irish, Notre Dame an apology. And, Brandon, you owe Clemson an apology, man. You owe them an apology.
Not yet. Not until they win the ACC.
They're going to, man, with the way Florida State looks like, and I don't know.
Miami's good.
You could say
Cam Ward, Heisman candidate.
Man, Miami had a home cooking, man. They caught a daggone weather storm down there and beat Ball State. They probably should have beat Ball State by – it should have been no 62. It should have been like 32 or something, 32-13. But they had a daggone storm down there, man. Ain't nobody – oh, man, we getting racked now. And we got to wait for the storm to pass? Nah, man. The morale was down. So I ain't believing in the U just yet. Not just yet, man. Sorry. So give me Clemson, man. They win this game.
I'm taking Clemson minus the 20.5 as well. I think NC State's just been a letdown this year. First couple games of the year, I don't like what I see out of them. So yeah, I'll take Clemson as well. Charlotte at Indiana. Hoosiers 28-point favorites in this game. John, go ahead on this cupcake schedule.
I told them, man. I told them the Hoosiers is back.
It's a cupcake schedule, John.
Oh, Brandon, everybody got to play. Everybody in the Big Ten got to play Maryland Northwestern. Who cares? You got to, you know what I'm saying, not to look ahead, not to look over Charlotte. They just they are hot off the heels of beat UCLA. They beat the brakes off Western Illinois.
Yeah, that's the
shitty Florida team. International, they left in the win. Come on, man. You gotta revel in the Big Red Express. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're a Purdue fan, man. It's like, no, man. They're gonna beat the Charlotte 49ers like they stole something, Brandon.
Oh,
that team can't run the ball. They are, man. That team can't run the ball worth a lick. So it's a predictable offense. I'm not saying they can't score, but like these Hoosiers, man, what they averaging? 40-something points against teams, man, right? So I expect them to keep up the scoring, and they'll be looking great. You know what I'm saying? Next game is who against Maryland. That's another quality opponent for them, man. You got to play who's in front of you.
Okay.
Who's just ranked?
Next one, John. Number 7, Tennessee. 7-point favorites at number 15, Oklahoma. John, conference game. Who do you like?
Oklahoma's probably pissed, man. They'd rather be playing Baylor this weekend, man. Shouldn't they? You know what I'm saying? Somebody know they can beat. Nah, man. I like Tennessee in this one, man. I'm going with the ball.
Okay. You hear this?
He's making money, y'all.
Here it comes. Thump, thump, thump. This ain't Jim Ross coming down the arena either. When you hear this fight song on a Saturday, dun 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 dun.
You going with Oklahoma?
I'm going with Oklahoma. The Sooners plus the 7 at home. Give me the underdog. Give me the Sooners. I think they at least cover this. John, I'll tell you what, there ain't more of a fight song that I'm listening to, and I've heard it through WWE. My buddy, my best friend, Sean Doherty, is a big Sooners fan, and there ain't nothing like a Saturday when you're betting the over or you're betting on a team against Oklahoma, and all you hear is that damn Sooner fight song, dun, 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 and you're just sweating out your bet because You're trying to get to that over. The Boomer Sooner, that band plays it every time, just like Florida State plays their war chant. But you're sitting there sweating it out, trying to win a big bet, and you're just hearing dun 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 dun. Dun. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play Oklahoma. I'm taking Oklahoma because I want to be on the right side of that fight song this week. I don't want to be sitting there sweating a bet against them. I don't want to be sweating it over. Just give me Oklahoma plus the 7, and I can sit there and do the dun 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 dun. Dun. I'll do it with them. So give me the Sooners in this one plus the 7. Next one, Arkansas at Auburn. Auburn 3-point favorites, and I do not like what I've seen down there in Auburn, John. Hugh Freeze might be door opening, grand closing, right? Give me Arkansas plus the 3. And Arkansas had a chance last week, John. They had a great chance to win their ball game. I forget who they played. I watched that game, and they kind of let it go out the door. Give me a second. I got to see who they played real quick last week. And I watched it. Who the hell? Oh, no, 2 weeks ago, excuse me, when they played Oklahoma State and went to overtime. They should have beat Oklahoma State at Oklahoma State. But I like this Sam Pittman team. So I'm going to take Arkansas on the road at Auburn.
Just to change it up, man, I'm gonna take Auburn. I think Arkansas. Yeah. I'm gonna take Auburn. Just change it up.
Miami, Ohio, a MAC school. John, tell me if you've heard of them before. At number 18, Notre Dame. Notre Dame, 28-point favorites against the MAC. We do not get a repeat, do we?
They're not getting surprised up no more, man. They gonna crush the MAC school. Sorry, y'all. Go with Notre Dame.
I'm taking Notre Dame as well. Baylor at Colorado. Colorado 2-point favorites, John. Now I know you got on a soapbox earlier this week talking about Shedeur Sanders and his little post-game comments going after the quarterback. Your thoughts on that whole situation before you give your pick? I'm taking Colorado minus the 2. I'll let you go from here.
Nah, man, they gotta listen, man. Y'all came off on a great win. Y'all beat Colorado State. But let's just be honest, man. Texas beat the hell out of Colorado State. Y'all beat Colorado State, and you still left everybody out there, man. So don't act like, you know what I'm saying, you heard every little negative comment, you know what I'm saying, that they was cussing, they was stuck, you know what I'm saying, y'all, you know what I'm saying, Deion them play this game of back and forth on the internet too, man. I like it when everything just kind of play out on the field and the best team wins, man, you know. But that's kind of all it really was, you know what I mean? A little dust up, you know what I mean? It is what it is, you know what I mean? For the fans to kind of remember, and you know, hopefully it'll get some teams, you know, Colorado State motivated. You know what I'm saying? They got to get their action together. Colorado, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more close to home, they got to get impressive wins together. You know what I'm saying? Because after taking the loss from Nebraska, man, still nobody really necessarily believes that Colorado can get back in any type of playoff conversation, any type of real playoff conversation, without you know what I'm saying, without winning their games going further, like all of them. You know what I'm saying? They still got some toughest ahead of them. So like that's kind of how issues I kind of see with Colorado, man. It ain't hating with me with Deion. I'm rooting for Deion, but like, man, sometimes they be gloating about the wrong damn thing or complaining about the wrong damn thing. But with this weekend's game, man, I think it is gonna be close, man. I think Colorado should cover for darn sure.
I got Colorado as well in that one, so we're good there. Before we go to the next game, John, I don't remember the last time a college football team Division I team scored 100 points in a game themselves. Especially, you know, with triple overtimes. Back when you had quadruple, fifth overtimes, and people were scoring touchdowns like crazy. But later on this month, we may have our first team to score 100 because Oregon's going to come to Purdue, and they're going to whoop that ass so bad they may put up 90. Dylan Gabriel's going to come up and throw up 10 touchdowns and put himself square leader in the Heisman race. You watch. That's probably going to happen.
This is the same Purdue that put 60 points themselves against Indiana State. You forgot about that.
Stop. Indiana State's not even Division I. I'm sorry, John. I know that school's dear to your heart. But they also had a very bad beat last week against Eastern Illinois. That it was on bad beats with Scott Van Pelt. So they made their way. Last two games, John. Number 11, USC, 5.5-point favorites on the road. First Big Ten game going to number 17, Michigan. USC, Michigan, 5.5. USC favorites. Your thoughts?
It's going to be a tough one, man. It's going to be a tough one, man. I'm taking Michigan. They're going to save home, man. They're going to save home.
Give me USC, Lincoln Riley on the road. They got to make a statement in the Big Ten. Everybody thinks they're soft.
Wow.
They may be a little soft, but the only softer person than USC is Michigan's coach. So give me USC minus the 5.5.
Brandon been zapping me out. He been zapping tonight, y'all. That's crazy.
Last game of the night, California, Cal from the ACC, John. The Atlantic Coast Conference, California Golden Bears at Florida State. Florida State, 2.5-point favorites, John. 0-3. This is my condo pick. Florida State. Give me Florida State minus 2.5.
Wow.
Extra change on it. This would be my double up game. We need to start doing a double up game where it's worth 2 if you feel that confident in it.
Okay.
Give me Florida State double Florida State minus 2.5. I think they cover this. They get their first win.
What happens if they lose? You lose 2?
I lose 2 if they lose.
No, I'll allow you win, but I'll allow you to double. Man, you ain't got to lose by 2. But like, nah, man, I need to put some respect on California's name. I'm going to do some deep sea diving and learn a little bit more about the team. They beat Auburn a couple weeks ago, man. They are technically still one. I do believe they still are one of the undefeated teams left in the land. Give me California, man. I know it's crazy. They're gonna beat Florida State.
Okay. Is there any of those games, John, that we've went through that you want to put your double on? You get one a week to put a doubler on.
Not this week. I will not use it this week.
You will not use it this week. Okay. I'm using mine on Florida State. So I will ask Tanner.
Uh-oh.
That'll be our new thing. The new wrinkle this year, we're doing it in week 4, is going to be you have of the card, you get one game where you get to pick if you want to double it. If you win, it's worth 2. If you lose, it's worth 2 for a loss. So
oh, wow.
We'll see. And if it's the only time it will not be doubled is if it ends up being a push. So the push will still just be 1 for that. So we'll get Tanner's picks. We'll put them on here later on. Probably on Thursday or Friday. We'll put those picks up here, and we'll go on. Hopefully Tanner will have a better week this week, and John will continue to do what we're doing, staying above 500 every week. So we need to.
Yeah.
I definitely need to. I'm 1 game above right now. So last thing I have college football-wise, John, Air Force, looking at the AAC. Army is already there. You told me in a text you thought it'd be a perfect fit.
Yeah, man. Anybody who likes late West Coast football, where you can see all kind of atmosphere, like the Army plays in all types of terrain, man, for real. Air Force does too. You know what I'm saying? Snow, rain. They have some great football players out there, man. So, no, I'm all supportive of whatever bigger platform they can get, you know what I'm saying, get more eyes on. I'm all for it, man. So, right now, man, Brandon, I got a little PSA. I think I got I thought I did a little basketball PSA. I don't. I know there's not too much going on in the NBA right now, for darn sure. You kind of share with me with that kid from here, Mullins kid from Indiana, who's making his trip around the basketball hemisphere. I thought he was, you know what I'm saying, once Purdue offered you here from Indiana, man, I thought that was it. And he went from, you know what I'm saying, being recruited from Purdue to he took a visit up to UConn, and now he's, you know what I'm saying, not taking a trip to Duke. Man, I thought it was rather interesting, man, this kid, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So his star rate went up too, you know what I'm saying? So I get it, man. He got better, but like, you know what I'm saying, where is he gonna stop it? You know what I'm saying? Duke, Purdue, UConn, you know what I'm saying? Like you're turning your back on a lot of programs, bro. So like, what is it? You know what I mean? So outside of that, that's every kind of I have for basketball.
Okay. By the way, man, baseball is heating up. Man, I've been watching on ESPN. They've been doing this around the league where they dive into every game, kind of like it's almost like damn near red zone. I love it, especially this playoff time. The Mets just hit a grand slam. So they're up 9-0 now in the Nationals. Playoff races are heating up in baseball, John. I love this idea that ESPN came up with their own version of Red Zone, but with Major League Baseball. Huge clutch. I love it. It's getting the fans into it, doing this type of thing. Justin Powell commented, John, Colorado's offensive line is like Swiss cheese. Which is worse? Justin Powell, which is worse, Colorado's offensive line or the Chicago Bears' offensive line? Because if one's Swiss cheese, the other one's got to be provolone, right?
Stop it.
Or shredded cheese.
I won't be saying it out there. It's going to be a tie game, man. You already know this.
John says it's a tie game. This week's a tie game between the Bears and the Colts. Oh, don't tell Reggie that. You know he's going to be living with it. Hey, you want to hear my last? I got a little lineup for you. You know I like my lists. My top 4 college coaches on the hot seat.
Go ahead.
Number 4, Mark Libby, Mississippi State. The dude is taking over there, has not done his job. They had a piss-poor performance last week, losing to Toledo in the MAC, and you shouldn't do that as an SEC school whatsoever. So, Libby, you'll be on the hot seat, if not gone at the end of this season. Number 3, Ryan Walters. I already went into my rant about Ryan Walters at Purdue. He needs to be canned as well.
Right.
There's only 2 other coaches, John, that need to be fired more than those guys. That's Billy Napier in Florida. The fact that I thought it was going to happen finally, the school board directors and board of directors had their meeting on Sunday. So there is definitely some wind in the air for that. And the number 1 still, Mike Norvell, still needs to be fired at Florida State. So Florida State, or the Sunshine State's got 2 guys on my list. Top 2 guys needs to be fired out there. Last thing I have for you, John. Well, Reggie Sykes says Birdsong has been tripping. He just got, Purdue, I don't give a shit. Ryan Walters just got there or not. Grand opening, grand closing. The man has not improved. He had his recruits in. They sucked at recruiting. The only person he got good was Hudson Card in there. Everything else, complete shit. John, how about Woj? Doing a little Woj bomb retirement on the news side. I didn't know you could be a GM of a college team. I didn't know that was possible.
Man, that's crazy. And with St. Bonaventure, ball places, man, and then that's not necessarily basketball purgatory,
right?
But it ain't necessarily basketball, Valhalla either, man. I thought it was kind of odd. You know what I'm saying? You know, ESPN is always shaking up. You know what I'm saying? The faces around there. I'm sure there was a world before there was a Woj. You know what I'm saying? That people kind of remember or whatnot. It's kind of odd. Sharp just stepped down as well. Couple weeks, you know what I'm saying, as well from his post. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know if who gets that job. Why does he fall to Windhorst, or does Adam Schefter kind of take over those duties? You know what I'm saying? Football and basketball. Who's the person that's in the direct line talking to agents and whatnot? It remains to be seen, man. Or if Stephen A. himself takes on that job. You know what I mean? He asked for the $18 million. You know what I'm saying? With more if you ask for more money, they're gonna give you more responsibility, right? So, but like, no, man, it'll be different. It'll be different. You know what I'm saying? Somebody you guys get that information out, and then like I said, St. Bonaventure general manager. That's crazy, man. But again, man, it ain't man. That's a basketball purgatory.
Okay, John, I'll let you finish this off, my man.
Nah, man. Thanks everybody who tapped in with us on the live. I thought we was gonna get the homie Nas call in and talk a little Falcons football, man, but we didn't, man. But we'll check in with him next time, man. Outside of that, I want to say thank you to Scott taking this State Farm Insurance, man, for being our sponsor. How can we do the show without them? How can we do the show without everybody who says, like I said, chime in with us today on Facebook Live. If you are listening to my voice and have not called into the show, you know what I'm saying? Call in onto the show. The shows are every Wednesday from 7 to 9. Call in at 929-477-1331. We love to hear from you. Outside of that, this has been Crossroads Sports Show. I have Jonathan Burson. That's Brandon Reeves. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks for everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show.